A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a significant move that has stirred controversy and debate, South Carolina Governor Henry McMaster announced on Saturday the deployment of 200 National Guard troops to Washington, D.C. This decision is part of a broader initiative aimed at addressing what has been described as a federal crackdown on crime in the nation's capital. Governor McMaster stated, "I've authorized the deployment of 200 SC National Guardsmen to support Trump in his mission to restore law and order to our nation's capital. The federal government will pay for this deployment under Title 32. He emphasized that the troops would be recalled immediately should South Carolina face a natural disaster, highlighting the dual role of the National Guard in both state and federal capacities. The deployment follows a similar decision by West Virginia Governor Patrick Morrisey, who is sending up to 400 troops to D.C. Additionally, Ohio has pledged to send 150 National Guard members, bringing the total number of troops from these three states to nearly 800. This coordinated effort comes in conjunction with President Trump's recent actions to federalize the local police force in Washington, D.C., a move that has drawn both support and criticism from various quarters. As part of this initiative, the Department of Justice appointed DEA Chief Terry Cole as the Emergency Police Commissioner for D.C., a decision that faced backlash leading to a lawsuit from D.C. Attorney General Brian Schwalb. Following concerns raised by a federal judge, the DOJ agreed to withdraw Cole's appointment, indicating the contentious nature of the federal presence in local law enforcement. Mayor Muriel Bowser addressed the unrest among residents, stating, "It has been an unsettling and unprecedented week in our city. Our limited self-government has never faced the type of test we are facing right now." The deployment of National Guard troops has been framed as a necessary response to rising crime rates, particularly in light of a notable spike in carjackings in the city over the past year. However, critics argue that the portrayal of D.C. as a lawless environment is exaggerated. While crime remains a concern, statistics from the Metropolitan Police Department indicate that violent crime has actually decreased by 26% compared to the same time last year. Many locals and visitors have expressed skepticism about the necessity of such a heavy federal presence, particularly as the deployment appears concentrated in tourist areas rather than neighborhoods most affected by crime. President Trump, during a press conference, described his mission as one to restore order to a city plagued by total lawlessness, and his administration's actions have been met with a mix of support and fierce opposition. Protesters have taken to the streets, voicing their discontent with the militarization of local law enforcement. "Oh, I feel so much safer," a young woman scoffed as she passed a checkpoint manned by agents in tactical gear, while others shouted, "Fascists, go home." The implications of using the National Guard in this manner have raised alarms among civil rights advocates. The Posse Comitatus Act, which restricts the use of military forces in domestic law enforcement, has been a topic of discussion as the Trump administration navigates its authority over D.C. The unique political status of the district allows for certain exceptions, and legal experts have expressed concern that this could set a dangerous precedent for the use of military force in civilian matters across the country. Trump's rhetoric suggested that similar actions could be replicated in other cities facing unrest, with mentions of Chicago, Los Angeles, and New York. This has prompted discussions among Republican lawmakers about expanding the scope of federal intervention in urban areas experiencing crime and disorder. As the situation continues to evolve, the presence of National Guard troops in D.C. remains a contentious issue, with many questioning the long-term impact on community relations and civil liberties. Advocates for D.C. statehood have pointed out the irony of a city with over 700,000 residents lacking full representation in Congress, further complicating the dynamics of local governance and federal oversight. In the coming weeks, as the National Guard troops settle into their roles in D.C., the effectiveness of this strategy in addressing crime and homelessness will be closely monitored. The outcome of this unprecedented deployment may have far-reaching implications not only for Washington, D.C., but for the relationship between state and federal powers across the United States. The unfolding events will undoubtedly continue to capture the attention of both supporters and critics of the Trump administration as they navigate the complexities of law enforcement, civil rights, and public safety in the nation's capital. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.